Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, today we're going to take a look at the Yorkville LS-1. Now this is a laptop stand, though you can actually throw a mixing board on top and you can adjust the widths of the top support bars to go a little closer or leave them out all the way they are. So I picked this up at Long McQuaid yesterday when I got my Shure DSLR mic. Anyways, so it has a shelf here that has a few different positions. Now, depending on what you want to throw on the bottom of this thing, kind of depends on where you're going to put that little shelf, okay? Because you're going to have some limitations, obviously, and there's only a certain areas where that shelf can actually attach to. So that's another thing to consider. Now, I've got my MacBook Air. As you guys know, I recently bought that the other day too, and it's my redundant backup system, but also it's for sitting on my lazy boy and surfing the net and checking things out, and so I can still stay and watch TV and not come in here, because there's a time where I just want to not be in here. Anyways, so it works fantastic. It just, my laptop's up there, sits there. I've got my USB interface down here. Now, the shelf itself where the interface sits, it's not the widest. I kind of wished it was maybe even 1 more inch wider, and it would be a perfect fit for the box. Because as you know, you got these little rubber feet on the bottom of your boxes, and it's very borderline to kind of get that balancing set up so the edges of the feet catch and keep it level. But I suppose you could always just take the rubber feet off your USB box, throw on some double-sided sticky tape, and just smack her there, and so she'll never move again. However, I'm not going to go that far. But nonetheless, I also have my Katana Air down on the bottom, and I still have lots of room here to get at my dials. I can see what I'm doing. That works absolutely perfect for in here in the studio, and it keeps everything nice and neat and organized, right? And I mean, I'm a little on the OCD side, if you know what I mean. When it comes to having things organized, I can only tolerate a mess for so long, and then I just gotta like clean it up and start pitching stuff out. Well, just not the good stuff. Anyways, so I was looking at this and I got to thinking, that's pretty cool. Now, at the time I didn't have the laptop, so I thought, what about my MG10 mixing console? I could put that up top, right? And that would work, right? And it would, right? And then I got the interface, I've got, you know, my amp down there, that'd be perfect, right? And then I had to go and buy a laptop. So my mixing board gets to stay where it is, which is fine because it keeps the wires a lot more organized this way, and it gives me what I need there. So that this way, if I want to work on the laptop at all, even from here at the desk, I have bound my MX Keys keyboard to this as well, and of course a external mouse, so I can actually just leave it up here and I'm good to rock and roll, you know. So I really appreciate that sort of thing. And if I was to hook on a dongle to go to my 32-inch display, I could do that as well and just shift everything over that way. So it does work, you know, and it works really well for the setup. The other thing neat about this thing too is this top shelf where your laptop is sitting can actually flip up and out of the way. So if you actually don't need it there, we'll take the laptop down and you can flip this up and voila, it's out of your way, right? So that's kind of neat. Like I said, you can also bring these 2 bars in more if you wanted to or needed to, because you had a narrower device there. So it's not just a laptop stand, it is definitely a multi-use unit. Now, the one thing you will definitely also find about this unit, which kind of, I don't know if I could say that it really bothers me much, is when it comes to this whole movement thing, there's 2 bolts on either side down below, and the whole main upper can actually pull back a bit. It's not going to flop over and fall down. I mean, that's not going to happen. That's why there's, you know, the hinge pins, and then there's supporting locking pins. But I think their design for the locking pin should have been that it just stays like dead solid, right? But I guess they had the idea behind this too that, well, if they want it for portability, they also want to have it toolless for that, right? So you can finger tighten the shelf screws by hand and get them really tight. Great. And the two bottom screws that are actually the lockers, so that it doesn't go right over on you or come this way on you, they're also finger tight. Okay, so there's no Allen keys for those. So you're only going to find locking Allen keys for a couple of spots. But otherwise, yeah, it's definitely cool. Now these are about I believe $15. I'm just going to bring the website up. So yeah, 115 bucks. Now this is Canadian. It is Long McQuaid, like I said, is where I got mine. So they're 115 bucks. And I got mine at the North Bay store, obviously. Now if you want to know a little bit about the more into the features here, it's a heavy duty aircraft grade aluminum and stainless steel construction. It's extremely stable. Rugged laptop platform for live use. Table use, 12 inches in height. Obviously, we've got some good height there. Compact, lightweight design, folds flat for easy transport. This is why the thumb screws on the bottom, which also does explain why, you know, we do see that this has some movement here, right? But it is still locked. It's not going anywhere. It's completely 100% safe, and all the weight comes forward anyways, so you don't have to worry about anything. And you can fit a good sized laptop on there. This is only a 13-inch MacBook Air. You can put a 17-inch up there if you want, no big deal. It's going to hold the weight, it's going to hold the laptop. It's really good, strong steel construction of the bars and rubber protectors here, as well as the bottom feet have rubber protectors so it doesn't slide all over the place on you. Okay. Anyways, adjustable utility shelf, obviously, for you can put an external hard drive there, you can put an audio interface, you know, economize performance space by moving laptop above turntables, disc players, mixers, keyboards, etc. That's their whole write-up. That's what I got for you. And I do have for you the link in the description below to click on, and you can actually go and order this online if you want from Long & McQuaid, or go to your local Long & McQuaid store, in-store. If they have any in stock, make sure you check the website first for your local store, see if they have any in stock. And if they don't, they'll be more than happy to order you one in, and you'll have it within a couple of days, you know, as long as their warehouse has it or a store that they bring it in from. I mean, that's the one thing I love about Long McQuaid. One of many things is that if I want something and they don't have it in my store, they will take the time, look through the computer system, they will see if any other stores have it, and if they do, great, they can bring it in from another store, or, you know, if they don't have it and they do have it in the warehouse, they'll have it brought in from the warehouse on the next truck that they can get it on to get it to you. So that is fantastic. You know, and it's like one owner owns all the Long McQuaid stores, right? So, you know, fantastic business. They've been in business for decades. I mean, I started dealing with Long McQuaid myself back in the early 80s when I started to learn guitar. So it's been a long time for me. You know, but I definitely love their product selection. Now they do have other laptop stands. So if this Yorkville is not enough for you and you want something maybe a little bit different design, check out their website. Just type in the search laptop stands or laptop stand, and you'll come to the page where, yep, you're going to see everything that they have there that's available through their business. Now if there's nothing that you like, well, there is always Amazon after all, right? I was looking at one on Amazon for about 90 bucks, but it wouldn't do what this does. So this is a couple of bucks more, and for what I'm using it for, laptop, interface, my amp, perfect, right? And it's right on that corner piece, and I still have room, keeps everything clean and organized on my desk too, which is wonderful. Because I was kind of wondering when I bought the laptop, where the heck am I going to stick this thing? And then I saw this, and originally, like I said, I was going to put my mixer on it, but then I thought, hey, I just bought a laptop. Why don't I just put my laptop there, leave my mixer where it is anyways, and voila! And that's exactly what happened. So, guys, it does have that main bracketing, bit of a space there back and forth. I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing. It is hinge pinned so that it's not going to fall over on you. And it is designed for quick takedown, which is why they have thumb screws on the bottom. So don't over tighten them or you're going to have a hard time undoing them with your fingers. The shelf, again, thumb screws for the shelf to change your levels of your shelf to where you need it. I think as far as my setup goes, this is a perfect setup, you know. And if I was going to put the shelf down to the next level down, it would be too close. So it's kind of like, get it up there as high as I can. I'm kind of looking, is my interface going to fit? And sure enough it does, and I still got lots of room for space between my interface and my laptop. So hey, it's a perfect setup. I love it. And that brings us to the next word of perfect. Nothing is actually perfect, right? And you have to expect that in a quick takedown item, it's going to have some areas that have play in them, and they need to have that play, which is totally cool by me. And I do like the fact that you can take the laptop off and flip that whole unit bar over. That's kind of neat as well, because that is also, like I said, part of the whole storage thing. So, you know, it's expected that it can flip back and do that. So it can compact down pretty small too. Fits in actually the box it comes in is like, you know, yay thick, and it's already pre-folded inside, and it's like, oh cool, take it out, a couple pins in the bottom, away we go, have fun. It's fantastic. Anyway, so where would we like to put this? Now, I know on the website everybody's rated this thing at about 4.5 out of 5 as an average, and I definitely would say I would have to agree. So that's where I'm going to leave it, is 4.5 out of 5. I wish there wasn't as much play on that main area, back and forth, and probably a little bit bigger knurling on the thumb screws, because they are a little bit smooth on the knurling. I think something a little bit more grippier would actually be better. And that's the only thing I can really pick on it for. To be honest, that's what I've got to pick on. And that's more, I think, of a personal preference than anything, but I think as far as the thumb screws go, that would be more of a functionality thing. They need to actually have a little bit bigger diameter and a bit deeper cutting knurling in there, so that when you pinch it with your fingers, you know, it's going to grip your fingers no matter what, and you won't have to use pliers, because pliers people go nuts on. They have no idea how much tension they're really putting on stuff, and that's when you can snap things, and yeah, that's not going to be covered under your warranty if you snap the bolt inside. So yeah, keep that in mind. There's a reason why they're called thumb screws. Anyways, so that's all I've got. Check one out yourself on the website. Go into your local store. If you like it, hey, buy it. I mean, I would, if I had a need for another one of these things, I would definitely buy another one, because they are great for keeping stuff organized. Though my second one would actually have my mixing board on it, you know, and probably some other different stuff down below, and you know, that sort of thing. But I definitely think it's worth the money too. For 115 bucks, I mean, you can't even make one that nice and that well built for that kind of money. So, you know what I mean? It's definitely worth the cash too. Anyways, that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do stay tuned for more. We have some really, well, I'm going to give you a little spoiler. We have some really, really interesting stuff coming up over the course of the next few weeks and up. Okay, so do stay tuned to the channel if you want to catch those videos on what we got going on. And I'm sure many of you are definitely going to be going, what's he doing, what's he doing, what's he doing? You're going to have to wait and find out like everybody else. So no spoilers, except for that. Anyways, thanks guys. See ya.